Repeat after me. Juicy, crispy, tender. I just threw my newborn son into a blender. Hello. Listen, sometimes my mind just works in repeating off of jokes I hear on the internet. That's why I relate to dearest Toby Fox character Spampton, G Spampton. Just vomiting out things you've heard before. I strongly relate. But yeah, you know, it's been a long time. I wouldn't say necessarily, like, it's been like a week and a half since I streamed last. I don't know, I forget. But I don't even necessarily mean in actual time passing since last I streamed. I'm I mean emotionally, spiritually, was thinking of time passing. Well, I you know, let me tell this to Pagan Shadow Mage if no one else, cause y'all are here so much that y'all deserve this announcement. As we get started here. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong button. That's the me disappear button. So if I'm being completely honest, currently I'm thinking Cahill Comics, the streaming entity, becomes just a, what was I thinking of? Becomes just a art channel for a good amount of the future. What was I thinking of? Say you cancel streaming. No, not at all. I want to keep streaming. Well, this is what I'm saying. I don't want to cancel streaming, but my life is so crunchitized right now. My life is so crunchy. Also, is there a way I can, like, I wish there was a way I could just, like, pin chat as a window, like, to always let it be on top and everything, because I would really like to see chat right now. I was thinking of windowed projector. Is there? Oh, that's very small. Let me figure some stuff out before we start drawing. Does anyone know a way to, like, just make something always be on the top with Mac? But regardless, yeah, my life is just so fucking blah right now, with so much stuff that I have to figure out all the time, that I think, like, what was the thing? I think I said this when I ended up switching my job and everything, but, like, something's gotta give. And before I might have said, like, stream has to give, right? But no, what I think has to give is specifically game streams, just casual game streams, because, like, I need to focus on actually moving forward. I need to focus on progress, and playing random games, I think, will get me more random viewers. Like, as much as I want more people here, it's not gonna do anything for me. Okay. Pop out chat. Does anyone know a way to make a window be always at the top of your thing? Anyway, but here's the thing. You might say, well, Cahill, hello, I've been here for a while. You have promised a small number of, what was I thinking of? You've promised a small number of streams relating to and about games. You have promised us more Sekiro and a Pokemon Nuzlocke from your, what was I thinking of? From your, replacement. I'm trying to, oh my god. You know what, at this point, let me just make CSP tinier. Cause oh my lord. CSP, why are you like this? Be as smaller. And to that I will say, you are so right. You are so right. I have promised that. I'm gonna airdrop some pictures to my computer to make sure I have references, because at this point I need it. It would just be easy. I need to do this. I always forget about fucking being like, hey Cahill, you can't look at references and fucking and chat at the same time on your phone, dumbass. And I say, oh my goodness, I always forget. You're right, and I always forget. Anyway, but yeah, it is important to me. Did that come through? That probably went through, didn't it? People were like, what was that? Under different circumstances. Well, no. People donate it, and I promise rewards, so I want to make sure I make good on that. I have my grad goals thing right here. The 3 major things I have yet to do are a shining diamond Nuzlocke, a superhero fan comic, the Sekiro obviously, but we're gonna get through that, and an animated movie tier list. Those are the 3 major things I have to do. I also have to kind of finish the SCP tier list. My lord, he really is. But like we've started that, so I'm not really counting it at the moment, because we will continue to do it every now and then. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, finish every SCP now. Like that part I'm not worried about. But like Sekiro and Pokemon, I am like, you know, we gotta make sure we do that. Hi Riku. Riku, if you missed it, we don't do games now. Riku, I'm sorry. But also one reason this is important to me is because I also want to, well, we will do, actually, no, I don't even want to be like, we'll do games, no. I will say, we are going to be largely an art channel at this point, because I love playing games, but, I now never have time. Well, I have time, I don't have time to stream them. I'm either streaming art or I'm not doing art at this point. But I still hope people will come on in. And also, one of the reasons I want to make sure I get through my grad goal stuff, like stuff I have promised, is because I have a thing I think is a cool idea, which is not just commissioning me, but like commissioning streams, just for the same price. Like I kind of have to work out the details, which is probably another good reason I'm not like, yep, we're doing it now. But I like the idea of just like, hey, I want you to do a commission, and more than that, I want you to do it on stream, and maybe suggest some talking points. I'm kind of debating on that, because I expect my community to be reasonable with that, but I don't know, I don't want some stranger coming in and be like, talk about mortality, and I'm like, oh good, a topic no one wants to hear about. But anyway, what was I just thinking of? I like that idea. Like, if I'm gonna do art streams, talk about butts, I can do that. I can talk about butts. I do like that idea. Well, no, you say that, Shadow Mage, but I know you're thinking of cursed Shadow Mage. Yeah, well, Shadow Mage, here's the thing. If you think you're like, I will break him. You don't know what you don't know what I mean. You misunderstand, you sweet summer child. I'm not even mentioning the kind of stuff that would be like off topic and everything. If I do this idea I'm thinking about and include the idea of like suggest stuff you want me to talk about on stream, then there will be pretty strict guidelines. And if you break them, Shadow Mage, my opinion of you will quickly deteriorate. Cause you seem like a great guy, Shadow Mage. I don't think you'd be like, talk about this, Cahill. This very bad thing. I mean, yeah, but even with that, that's more spur of the moment. I don't think you're asking me beforehand to talk about it and be like, and I expect you to, because I'm commissioning it. But yeah, like I said, we're not doing that soon. I want to make sure I get, what was I thinking of? So the main thing I want to do off the grad goals list that is left. By the way, speaking of Shadow Mage, I believe you, Paula, and Greg are the 3 free commissions I gave away and have said nothing to me about, which is one reason I have not included it. I was going to remind you guys like I'm doing now, but yeah. If someone's like, wait, Kale, you promised more. Yeah, part of those things I promised is dependent on other people, and they have not returned it to me. I think so. I need to check again. But yeah. Honestly, that can just be the test of that. I can just have Paula, Shadow Mage, and Greg be like, hey, you want me to talk about something? Do you want to have a discussion about something on top of your artwork? You do not have to feel if you I honestly, maybe I should just start offering the option of I pass. I do not need art now. But I can also always just owe you one. I owe you the one. Cahill owe art. But yeah. I just want to be clear. I remember that stuff and have every intention of doing it. The only time I say those things slip my mind is when I end up planning other things. And I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. We should absolutely do this on stream. Not thinking I have already other concepts for streaming I need to do. Piss. You're delightful, Shadow Mage. But that's what I'm saying. I want to make sure you guys know. I'm not trying to be like, ha, you have donated to me, and now I can take the money and run. First off, I actually think that's illegal. I don't think I can do a fundraiser for myself, promise things, and then just have every intention of not doing them. But second off, that'd be an awful thing for me to do, and I still have every intention of doing them. Sounds sus. Everyone needs art. That's one reason I'm an artist. You're like, I don't need art. Are you kidding me? We live in an age where everything is online, and if you want it to not look like a 90s GeoCity site, then you need to commission an artist to help you make some graphics. It is incredibly important. Also, hi, Juice. How does this look? Is one of her eyes too small? I think that second eye is too small. Let's just undo eye. Computer, remove my eyes. But yeah, I listen. If me saying I will not casually be playing just like games I have not promised on stream before means you want to unfollow, I am very saddened by that, but I also completely understand. Twitch emphasizes streaming games more than anything else, so you have every right to be like, no, I want to see you do games. Absolutely. What I hold no one to stick with me and support me when content changes. Um, but you know, I hope you enjoy art and also just hanging with everyone. So mayhaps you would like to stick around for that. Either works. Um, but speaking of, actually, that's the other thing. One of the reasons I want to make sure I'm basically just doing art nowadays is because my Patreon is also going to be changing. For those of you who don't know, I've been doing a page every 2 weeks about for the last few months of a story I have called The Man Who Can Do Anything on Patreon. But the thing is, it's completely unsustainable. Especially as I'm under crunch time to just do everything else in my life. And with that in mind, what was I thinking of? With that in mind, I'm going to be putting The Man Who Can Do Anything basically on permanent hiatus. One day, I will return to the idea, for sure. I love those characters, I love the concept, I want to do it justice. And it's become clear that while I've given it the best effort I can, it'd be better to wait for the moment. But with that in mind, what the Patreon will be changing to is I'm going to be, what was I thinking of? I'm going to be doing 2 things on the Patreon now. That's right, not 1 but 2. I will be updating the Patreon with my animation series I'm basically doing, because that's the easier thing to do, right? Not a comic series. I'll just make a whole fucking cartoon. I'm a smart person. But I'll be updating it with that as I'm able to make progress on it. And also, instead of doing a comic book, I'm going to be doing a comic strip of different characters, but on the same schedule basically. Instead of doing a comic page, I'll be doing a strip, maybe like 2 or 3 in the same update, depending on how fast I can do them or how fast I do them on stream. But then also, it won't just be exclusive to Patreon. The next month it will come out on Webtoon, so y'all will be able to follow me there. I am planning to add a lot of like extras and everything. Like if you're on the Patreon for $1, which is not changing, Patreon's staying $1. I have no reason to raise it as I fucking lose content. What am I? HBO Max? You do, Riku. That's awesome. I cannot believe you've never mentioned that before. But what was I thinking of? Can I just say real quick? This at live action Scarlet Witch headpiece, pretty good. I like that they actually finally did it. It's so much better than the Age of Ultron or Civil War look, where it was just like, she's in regular clothes but they're red. They're red. But like, this very dumb large crown, this is better. This is better. This is better. Oh, that's fair. Also, okay, that does make more sense. No, you good, don't worry. But yeah, if you're following the Patreon for $1, then you'll get updates and everything. Like for example, I'll talk a bit about it, but my cartoon I'm working on is going to be a series of like basically 1920s-esque black and white animated shorts. You've seen it on stream before, maybe, if you've been around a bit. But there will be like more to it than that. Like it will not just be like pure cartoon nonsense. It'll be a little extra. And because of that, that's kind of what the Patreon content is going to be about. is giving written and drawn explanations of certain things in the store, in the cartoons and everything. And also just frame by frame updates as I'm able to work on it more and more. So you're exciting, Riku. But yeah, I here's the thing. We got like at least like a good 3 pages left of The Man Who Can't Do Anything, so there'll be a couple more of that. And by the time I've decided it's on hiatus, like it actually goes on hiatus, I will have the new updates to push out. But I want to let people know, if you're just there for that comic, then I apologize. I am doing another sci-fi idea as my next comic, and it is an idea that Deja, I will say, enjoys very much. It is one of my, it is of characters I've created in my lifetime, this character is one Deja adores. I worked on it on stream actually, though I've deleted that stream because it was bad. And if you like, and hey, if you like Mega Man, then you will, what was the thinking of? Then you will probably enjoy this. It is not Mega Man adjacent story-wise, but it does draw inspiration. Undelete it. No. Fuck you. Undelete your internet content. I feel like I'm never confident in how like in my version of the human experience, if that makes sense. Like, I'm never confident that I share experiences with other people. I'm a dumbass. Anyway, I'm never confident that I'm like this person who has lived through stuff many other people have lived through. But what I am confident about is that if I threatened to publish the stuff we have all of us here have tried to delete from the internet, and I put it on some kind of public place, we'd all just be like, oh, well, that's it. I have to go live in the woods. I know for you all have, I know for a fact, everyone here, we have all had something we have hit post on, and then seconds later said, that was stupid. I need to just get rid of that. I need to destroy it now. And if I were to put a highlight on that, you'd be like, oh no. What if I want to live in the woods? Then you should already be doing that. I want to live in the woods, but unfortunately, like, I want electricity and I like the internet. Funny gay people live there, and they're my friends. And with that in mind, I need money to do that, and I am not in a position where I can live remotely and still pay for services. And I also am not in the position where I can design my own internet server. I do not have the abilities to design my own Wi-Fi. If I did, then I would just... Juicer Pig, you know computers. Would you be able to make your own Wi-Fi router? And if so, can we start living in the woods? Can we just get off the grid? I wonder if is this a service I can offer? Solar panels, custom Wi-Fi routers. I didn't know you knew computers. Shadow, how many people here know computers? Listen, Juice is a scientist, and Pig is old. They know the secrets of the universe. Is mutually exclusive. Well, I just don't want to live in physical society anymore. But I do want to still talk to my friends on the internet, as stated before. There we go. What was I just thinking of? I do love this panel. This panel is from the start of Avengers vs. X-Men, which I've heard was not wildly well received, even though I enjoyed it. But that's because I had just started reading comics when it came out. And I do really like that drawing of the Scarlet Witch. I just think it's fun. And she's fighting MODOK at that point. MODOK is like, I'm gonna take over New York City, and Scarlet Witch is literally just the first person to stop her. Like, 2 other superheroes show up within a minute. Because why the fuck are you trying to take over New York City? If I was anywhere near of a good supervillain in, what was I thinking of? In the Marvel Universe, the way I would be like, okay, what cities currently have superheroes? I would look that up, and if I want to take over a city for whatever reason, I would just start being like, okay, well, not that one, not that one. Because, like, don't get me wrong, the Avengers will show up eventually. It's like the Justice League. It's like, sure, they have the cities they stay in, but they operate globally, so they'll show up eventually. But, like, I could take over a city in the time it takes them to show up. And at that point, at the very least, I'm more accomplished than any of the morons who tried to take over New York. Listen, I'm just saying. Because, like, listen. Here's what I'm saying with this off-the-grid idea. Have my own farm to produce food. Make my own Wi-Fi router. Generator is hooked up to some solar panels. We get it. And you might say, well, Cahill, the solar panels won't always work. I know that. There are going to be some days where I don't have electricity. I can live with that. That's the price of not living in a major metropolitan area anymore, and I've accepted it. But I've already felt the price of living in a major metropolitan area, and I'm about done. So that's what you have batteries for. You know what? You are right, Shadow Mage. Shadow Mage, listen, you're right. I'm a moron. Exactly. Yeah. I love how just, like, you know this. I'm admitting to it. If I could make any of this stuff myself, why would I be asking you guys? It'd be done. My next stream would be like, hey guys, I live in the woods now. The Wi-Fi might go out every now and then. A cloud might block out the sun. You know how it is. No. I have no idea what a battery is. Though, Smage, I will say, I get batteries. But I am also thinking of the most simplistic setup. So it's just like solar power's on, electricity. Fantastic. I'm a simple man. Battery tunnel isn't that a Pokemon thing? It might not be. Hi, Nerf. Nerf, are you okay with me just streaming art? Because if you've missed the announcement, you might be shocked to hear something. Listen, Pokemon has a lot of stupid names. I I hate. Why? Oh, wait, that's a different one. Thank you, Nerf. What else was I thinking of? I don't know. Oh, yeah. I will say, do you like Sekiro or Pokemon Shining Diamond? Well, then there will occasionally be like an all-day stream of that whenever I'm able to figure that out. And you know, maybe sometime in June I'll start doing games again. But for the next couple months, we're just going to be doing art. I will say, unless any of my good friends, like Shadow Mage, Max, Pig, Shinology, other person, I need to never say names. Why do I do this to myself? Because I won't say one, and someone will be like, I'm hurt. You don't think of me as a friend? No, I was naming people who stream. Because if someone wants to do a collab of a game, I'd be open to that. As long as I'm able to, you know, actually get to it. I'm not on the... What games? Sorry. Any? Monopoly? Shadow Mage, when are we going to play Monopoly together? Shadow Mage, Monopoly me. I'm sorry. Well, that lasted. I need to reach out to like Pig, because here's the thing. A lot of people are like Shadow Mage. I say like certain board game or card game on stream, and they say never. That'll make me so mad. I say it to Pig, and he's like, was I thinking of, and he's like, let's fucking go. Pig is down for all these dumb ideas, and I want to do Uno on stream. Also, I think Juice is about to ban Smage, because I do know Juice loves Monopoly. This is a Monopoly household. Yeah, exactly. That's why you have fun with it. Shadow Mage, Shadow Mage, you're not gonna win here because Juice loves the game, and I like playing it with friends, even after last time, where Zayd, Pig, and Juice teamed up to screw me over as much as possible. I want to play Uno. I'd be down to play Uno. That's what I'm saying. If someone wants to collab on an Uno stream, hit up Cahill. Oh my lord. Okay, I just need to erase my work. This is going, I need this done like tomorrow, and it's already going very well. Well, actually, wait. Let me not erase my entire work. Let's see about this bit. Oh, that looks good. Okay, wait. I'm gonna keep, listen, we keep trying. Sometimes art is just trial and error. You don't plan it out beforehand. You just fucking do it. And if it doesn't work, you say, okay, do it again. Wait, no, Juice, come back! Okay, wait. Are my fucking... Wait. Hello. Nope. Okay, what are my voice and video? Okay, that is correct. Where is Discord? What is Discord hooked up to? What the, hello? This should be the same. Juice, Juice, can you check your stuff? Because I should be able to hear you right now. And I cannot. I am so sorry, Juice. But from my end, everything looks good. Also, I'm not. By the way, I am not playing Uno and Tabletop Simulator. I'm sorry. You would get me to play Uno on the Nintendo Switch board game than before I fucking play it in Tabletop Sim. There is, and it's not hate against Tabletop Sim, but there are a million versions of digital Uno that automate super fun mechanics in the game, like the one everyone plays. Fucking when you play a 7, it rotates. Well, it lets you take someone's hand, and a 0 you rotate, and that's all just automated. If you try to do that in Tabletop Sim, you'll die. Yeah, but Juice, I'm not even picking up your thing in Discord. Oh wait, your thing lit up. Juice, you are so quiet. I see you talking. Juice? How? Okay, well you're talking now. So it was a you thing. You're maxed out on my end too. Why are you so quiet?
I don't know.
What did you do, Juice?
I didn't do anything.
Clearly you did. Keep talking.
I am eating my microphone.
Okay, talk now.
I'm talking now.
This is nothing. Juice, I have a problem here because since all my Discord audio comes through one thing, if I really boost you, Pig's gonna come in here and everyone in the audience will die. Everyone's brain will shatter.
I
Don't feel pressured. I'm just fucking. Wait. Let me go to voice and video. Okay. Juice, I have boosted every version of you. Talk now.
I doubt that it's gonna work.
Not really.
What if I put myself at? Okay.
Okay, I mean you
take over.
You're Audible now, but you're audible.com now, but you're like you're very far. You're so far away.
I don't know why.
I hate to be like I told you so, but at the same time I'm so glad it wasn't a me thing, because I was like,
Okay, how about now?
Louder.
I'm on my Crunchitize Me Captain headphone microphone.
That might be one of the reasons. Unless you're saying.
My mic is not.
Are you using a different mic?
I was using a mic built into my laptop.
Well, that's probably one of the things that did it, but you're still very quiet.
My mouth couldn't be closer to this microphone.
Well, I don't think, oh my lord, I want to fix this, but at the same time I gotta do art. So
yes, do art.
I believe in your abilities because you're my good friend. But anyway, yeah. Listen, Tabletop Sim is great for a lot of things. Uno is not one of them. Use tabletop for something that is not inherently A, easily turned into a digital game, and B, hasn't been already in very good ways. So, I mean, you have Uno. It came with your fucking Xbox. So, there's really no reason. No, I know. Was the thing, you know. I know it's Mage, but it has come up before when I talk about playing Uno. Where people are like, yeah, we can do it in tabletop sim, and I'm like, why would you? Why? There's a lot of good versions of Uno digitally available. I'm not even selling out here. I'm just saying. Tabletop sim is great, but also in that greatness is also the fact that, like, you know, you move something and the entire table turns upside down, and that's fine. That's fine. I get it. It's charming. It's good. But when I'm moving a million cards around for Uno, I don't want it to happen all the time. No, yeah, but I don't want to. I'll just flip my laptop. How do you draw a head? Why is this so hard? Everybody makes mistakes. I don't know what fucking Mario song this is, but it sounded like that. Fucking Hannah Montana ass. Okay, her ear should be like here. So, whoop. I just want to make sure her fucking entire head isn't too wide. The Wide Witch. Honestly, that's good. You know what? That's good. That's good. I think it's as good as we're getting. It's a human head. This is what sucks about comics, by the way. It's why I don't like drawing. Like, Superman kinda manages to get around this, but fucking there's no more so than even writing a character. There's like no one way to draw a character. You know, most different comic characters, their body and facial features have been drawn a million different ways by a million different artists. It is folly to be like, this is what this character looks like. You have it's why I said Superman kind of gets around it, because inherently his face is something what was I thinking of, that needs to be like very recognizable since he doesn't wear a mask. It'd be like if you just change Spider-Man's mask. It's like you can't. That's how people know him as Spider-Man. But regardless, look at Elizabeth Olsen's cheekbones. Also, is Juice still here, or did I scare them away? Okay. Oh. I was scared. I was gonna miss them. Deeply and truly. Okay. I know I have a lot of work to still do on this, but I need to fucking pee. So I will be right back after fucking peeing. Everyone behave yourselves. Hope.
He's gone. I know y'all can't hear me very well. But also, how are your days going? It's spring. Happy spring. Go stand in the sun. If you have it. I know sun is a commodity nowadays.
Hello.
Who?
I can't tell if Juice is just the same or quiet. That's the thing with Juice though. They live to be quiet. So
I don't mean to, man. It just happened.
that's a lie. You constantly talk about how you do not want to be observed. So what was I thinking of? Can I just say something? Because I've thought about this recently. Every bad thing that has ever happened with any bathroom in public, a public bathroom, has happened because some moron hundreds of years ago decided the best way for bathrooms to work is to put all the toilets in one room, when the reasonable answer was always to make different quote-unquote bathroom stalls as entirely different rooms. And whoever decided that that shouldn't be how it's done, prison forever.
But it costs less money.
No, I'd rather just have less stress. You ever think about that? Just not worrying.
I mean, all the time.
In all rooms, like the kitchen and the den. But like fucking, and also by the way, urinals stupid. I no what. There is no reason for urinals to exist, and they're the worst. And I've never wanted to use one ever, and I just still don't want to use one.
But don't you want to take a peek?
Yeah, do you just want to be just so close to everyone's piss and everyone pissing all the time? Like, and do you want like your whole wiener out for the world? For the world? For the world. It's so wild. No one, that was again stupid decision by Mr. Bathroom. Whoever was like, ah, yes, the best way for we should make was a thinking of a way that only people with penises can pee, and also that way should never be in any way secluded from the rest of the world. It should always be as open and exposed to everyone, so that way when your wiener's out, anyone could just come up and be like, "Oh, nice cock," just in public. That sounds good to me.
Is that not your dream?
No, it's not. I'm not. The only way that's my dream if it's actually Patrick Warburton saying it, and I've never met the man, so I really can't count on it. I'm just saying. Don't switch. Anyway, I'm just saying it's the worst. It's the worst. That's the end of the sentence because it really just is.
So you're a stall user through and through.
Oh my lord. What? Hey, fucking. I fucking hate Apple. Too. They're just like, we will always switch to your AirPods. No matter what you tell us all the time forever. And I'm like, I'd rather you not. I'm using other headphones right now. It's like AirPods, and it's like, stop. Stop.
AirPods?
Hey, stop. I'm gonna do the rest of her outfit before I do her hair. Because fucking Apple hates you too. Good. We can be mortal enemies. I have no problem with that. What is the thing? No. Oh. Hey. What you doing over here? Don't mind me. I'm just hanging around. Anyway, mutants in fucking Marvel are so weird. Like, cause like Wolverine, okay, that makes sense. Is it a reasonable way for any creature to evolve? No, but is it kind of maybe biologically possible in the realm of reality? Yes. The Scarlet Witch, no fucking sense. Cyclops, no fucking sense. There's no way. There's literally no way that fucking I have evolved to have laser eyes. Sure, my guy. Uh-huh. Have you? Have you for real?
Yeah, he's gonna fulfill a new niche in the ecosystem.
In the ecosystem, the laser eye niche.
Yeah,
Obviously.
what we need.
I am being mean.
He's just trying to get food for his family.
Literally, I don't think Cyclops wants his laser eyes either. I'm sure, I'm sure he's proud to be a mutant, blah blah blah, all that heavy allegory, blah blah blah. But at the same time, I'm sure he's like, man, I wish I wasn't always having to wear glasses forever. Man, wish I could look at my wife's face without maybe destroying it. That would be good. That would be good. I mean, I don't know if him and Emma Frost ever got married, but I believe him and Jean Grey are in some ways very much married. For cutie. Juice is a cutie.
Wrong.
Not wrong. The only wrong
Whoever
thing.
said that?
The only wrong thing here is urinals.
Urinals are pretty wrong.
They're the worst. And let's what's that, Juice? I couldn't hear you. Yeah.
Whore!
Juice, it's not, don't blame them. Don't blame them for technology's failings. Anyway.
I'm not.
What was I just thinking of? Oh yeah.
Cyclops?
No, urinals. I didn't even say this, but you know what's even worse about urinals? Urinals are bad, right? They're the worst. No one should use them. Fuck it. But what's even worse than that is the fact that some madman was like, you know what? Urinals are good enough that we can actually make a worse version and probably get away with it. And then they made the pee trough, and the pee trough is what? Who and how and why? Why would anyone decide that? And they're like, and also let's put it in like largely just like sports stadiums, so that way there's hundreds of people trying to use it at the same time. It is so bad.
But
Cap.
it's efficient.
No, it's not.
You're telling me 20 guys all drunk trying to pee at the same time in the same trough isn't efficient?
No, it's not. And also, if no one wants to use it, fucking, it's not efficient at all. Because like that would be like it's more efficient. Like, or you want your nails trimmed? Well, the efficient answer is to rip off your nails. Yeah, I guess, but fucking no one wants to do that. You understand that, right? Like, I've created the nail ripper offer. Good. No one wants it ever. No one will ever want this. Sure, I guess it does the job, but the amount of money I guess you've theoretically saved on this is just null and void because no one wants it. When he's breaking. Juice censored again. They really are.
I didn't censor Stitch this time.
Well, no, I was talking about the fact that you are so quiet. You might as well be being censored by the man.
No!
By the man. Juice, please, Juice, you have to hurry. The white man is winning. I'm so sorry. I need to go. I need to go.
You need to leave your own stream?
Yeah, I need to go. Juice, it's your stream now. Try and speak louder so they can actually hear you talking. I'm gonna try and design something for this Scarlet Witch, because I did look it up in the comics. She is Romani, as she is, well, at least Eastern European and stuff, as she is in the MCU, which I did not know. 'Cause it's hard to tell, because like
She is not
what?
Romani in the MCU.
Well, she is. Is she not?
Not in a way that matters.
Not in a way that matters. Oh, is that what you mean? This is like, I was thinking of.
Because
Is Scarlet Witch Romani? I thought I had heard that. Romani. Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, is a Romani sorceress and twin sister of the speedster Quicksilver. And also she has a third sister. And they just ignored that. Probably because she showed up in the X-Men movies.
Hmm.
So. Yeah, but... Oh... Nerf, I'm sorry. Nerf. Nerf, I'm sorry, but... How would I base her outfit off of Sokovian culture when that is a country that doesn't exist? That don't that don't exist exactly. Sokovia is not a real country, and even if it was, it's not anymore. Ultron dropped it out of the sky, and the stupidest plot device in the world.
It was kind of funny.
I need to look this up. If Sokovia exists, I'm gonna Sokovia was a form. I love how in the wiki article for it says was a country. Yeah, I am. When the first thing is a Marvel Wikipedia. Yeah, no, it's not real. Not of an existing country. That's fair. Well, I could tell you. You use Google. You're like, how do people dress? And Google says like this, and I like, thank you, Google. And if you're like, well, Google might not be accurate, I would argue, if I look up how people dress and Google gives me an answer based off the most popular results, why is it the most popular results? There's someone in my work that comes from Australia, and I was talking about how, like, I don't really have, well, okay, I don't hear an accent with myself, and I wouldn't know what my accent would sound like, because, like, I'm from Jersey, which is, you know, like, New York, blah, 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 and the only one I know that fits that kind of, like, as a stereotypical thing is, like, the Italian, you know, like, forget about it, and I'm not Italian, so that doesn't really work for me. Hey, forget about it. In Sokovia, and I got 43 of Water Max Mouth is out. Hey, I'm Jerseying here. I miss Jersey so desperately.
Oh my gosh, just go there then.
I am planning to. I'm planning to go back. Is New York better than what I've seen in Florida? Like New York City? No. Probably not. No. New York is not great. But that's not the part of Jersey I miss. I miss fucking, like, the shore and the pine trees and blah, blah, blah. And the deciduous forest. I miss it not being 1,000 degrees all the time.
What?
So
You don't want to be sweating 24/7?
no, you don't want to wake up fucking Lord. Me and Juice's mutual friend Gold, who is a unfortunately Australian, was like, I wonder what it's like to not wake up sweating all the time. And I was like, yeah, I miss that.
It's great. I gotta tell you.
Yeah. I was actually talking. To be fair, one of my supervisors is also from Jersey, but I was like, because I think Juice was actually one of the people who said it. It's like, yeah, but what about Florida beaches though? And I'm like, there are nice beaches in Jersey, and the difference between Florida and Jersey is that everyone comes to Florida beaches, and it's very touristy, and no one goes to the Jersey ones. And I missed the Jersey ones even more so because of that. But then my supervisor was like, yeah, that's accurate, but go to Clearwater because it's rated one of the top beaches of all time. So I might go to Clearwater at some point, but oh Lord. Yeah. Listen, I'm not trying to. I feel like I've done this a lot on the channel, where like I'll go off on something, And part of the reason I'm going off here isn't because I have this genuine just like, how dare Florida. It is in part because everyone's like, ew, Jersey, and they're like, I want to go to Florida, and I'm like, Florida. I miss Jersey. I miss my Jersey. There's so many people in Florida, and it's hot, and it's long, and there's no hills here. There's no hills. There's no hills or shade. Everything is just clear, and it's hot, and it's humid. Tangents. And Jeez is cute though. But regardless,
What?
fucking Jersey has nice weather in the summer, and a lot of its beaches are good, and like fucking Florida is like one big wildwood, and wildwood was not my favorite part of the show already, so I didn't need it like supersize. I didn't need them to supersize me. I would have rather just gone back to wildwood. It's very applicable because outside of Disney, Florida just has a lot of very touristy, trappy things where it's like, come over here, boys and girls. We're just Disney as well, and they're not. Don't trust them. But and Wildwood kind of has some of those things, but at least it's not pretending to be Disney World. Should the Scarlet Witch have her titties out? Yes. Titties out, 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 titties out, 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 titties out, out, out. I'm on fire. But anyway, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. One of the reasons I'm so vehement on this is because one of my other supervisors, who I'm guessing has never been to Jersey, was talking madish. She was like, "You want to go back to Jersey?" Oh, and then he vomited on the floor in front of me, and I was just like, dude, if you're really like that when we're here, when we're in Florida, then I have questions. Do you know a place? Do you know a secret place in Florida that's like outside of Disney that is both nice and affordable? Because I'm looking for one.
Tallahassee.
Is that true? Do people not go to Tallahassee? No. Okay, well, you lied to me.
Yes.
Yes. No.
No. Do it again.
What?
Lie to you.
No, okay. Well, I've officially can't trust anything Juice ever says.
What? What
Only
do you
said
mean?
you said you'd lie to me again.
Yeah, but like in a fun way.
Juice was help. Oh, hey Juice. No one will be able to hear this, so I'll just relay that information back to them. But, can I ask you my second science question for my sci-fi comic strip?
Yes.
I want a laser that goes pew. What lasers go pew? Like,
So
okay.
you asked the wrong person.
No. Okay, you don't know lasers?
No.
That's fair.
I despise lasers.
That's fine. I will look it up myself. I just want to know what the closest thing to like a Star Wars blaster basically is to real life. Maryland's nice. But Deja really likes Virginia, and that I can get behind. I've been to like North Carolina and Virginia, and they're both pretty nice. And
Nah, fuck Virginia.
fuck Virginia. But Virginia's for lovers, Juice.
Virginia has traffic for no reason everywhere.
Traffic
Literally
for no reason.
everywhere.
I will say that is one of the things, like, I don't know if it's just confirmation bias, maybe it's where I am, but like, every road in Florida seems to stretch on forever. I don't get it. Why are all these roads just like as long as possible? Like, is it true? Am I crazy? Is the state crazy? I think the state's crazy, but is for taxing cars. Oh no. Well, I don't like using a car. Hey, if living in Virginia means I never have to drive, I'm okay with that. I want trains. Give me trains. But Papa, Papa, I want a train, Papa. Juice question, are you watching stream?
Yes.
What do you think of this drawing so far?
Well, you haven't done much.
Oh. Okay, I'll go then. I wish I could move the square even further out. House of M. Wanda is the one character not affected by the decline of the MCU, because they're just making her crazy, which is accurate to her comic character.
I love women's wrongs.
No, exactly. Who has to care about how a character's written if they're just batshit fucking insane? They can do whatever. And it works because they're not making any sense. I'll double check your outline, Stitch. Ha!
I'll double check Stitch.
I'll double stitch checks. And then I make a fashionable coat out of voided checks.
I thought you were gonna make a coat out of chest mix.
I'll make a coat out of Chex Mix. Like Lady Gaga in the early 2010s.
What selfie? Stitch, keep it. No.
No! Stitch, I demand you have more confidence. We need to have like some kind of fucking community goal for Stitch. If Stitch does not apologize, delete a selfie, or etc., we will do X. And that doesn't mean don't post any, Stitch. I need to draw a hand. I like drawing hands. Hands are easy to draw. I mean this genuinely.
How are you the one artist that says hands are easy to draw?
Because I like drawing hands. They're just what was I thinking of? They're just like trapezoids with sausages attached to them. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
I'm not.
You told me to tell you were wrong.
Well, it was a test and you failed.
What?
Yeah.
Why? What test?
The test was to not tell me I was wrong.
Oh. You're wrong.
Damn it. I made the thumb too long. I think I do stand by that hands are easy to draw, but I do think I need to sketch out the fingers a bit more to help me get a good idea. There we go.
Fucking fingies.
This is not me finding hands hard to draw. It's me not fucking planning. Which is more in line with my character. Juice, I have a question.
Yes,
Do you know stuff about gravity?
a little.
Okay. If I wanted to make a superstructure that covered the entire Earth, is that cool? And I mean it's like a big metal atmosphere. That's fine, right? Gravity won't have anything to say about that.
It does it have its own propulsion system? Like, can it keep
can.
itself in the air?
Sure, why
It
not?
should.
You can.
I don't know how big this Earth is.
It's Earth size.
it's gonna crash into Earth if
It
you
won't.
just okay, I guess it won't. You know, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
Like a satellite shell? Well, it has giant cylinders connecting it to the poles. So, it's not a Dyson sphere. It's Dyson sphere adjacent, but it is all one giant thing. A giant metal sheet. A decently thick one. Not compared to Earth, but like, you know, it's like a building thick. If you want to learn more, you should read the comic strip I'm about to start producing. Learn more about
No,
this stupid idea.
I don't think I will.
Juice, do you know about, what was I thinking of? Atomic pasta.
No.
Okay. So, theoretically, atomic pasta is some of the, what was I thinking of? Is some of the most durable stuff, at least from what I've heard, in the universe. Because it's basically at the heart of a white dwarf star, one of the densest non-black hole things in existence. It's when matter is being so compressed that it just all becomes one thing. So instead of a bunch of atoms, it's just all mixed together. Am I going to use this incorrectly? Yes.
I mean, it wouldn't be you if you didn't use it incorrectly.
Listen,
Hmm?
nuclear rigatoni. Listen, if scientists didn't want me to use their stupid concepts in stupid ways, they shouldn't have made them. Now, should they?
They shouldn't have made concepts so that we can define our universe.
Yes.
Hmm.
Because I was always going to use them to explain very dumb things.
You know what? You're so right.
Oh my gosh, bestie, you are so right. Nuclear pasta. Juice, how have you been?
Dying.
No, same. But can we
It's hot
die
out here.
together?
No.
This is not your grave, but you may share it with me.
No.
Damn. Cock blocked again. By the concept of death.
Well, maybe if you just stop dying.
Oh my goodness, Juice, you're so right. I should just stop dying.
Reverse mitosis.
Are there any theoretical physicists in chat? Can you help me with some math?
Why would there randomly be a theoretical physicist here?
Well, you're a chemist and you're here.
Shut up.
Okay, why would you have a scientist in your chat? Juice, you're a scientist. Yeah. Crackers.
Ritz?
What?
Ritz crackers?
No, not this time. I got some cheese on cheese crackers.
Disgusting.
I'm disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Hey, Juice, let me ask you can I keep asking you science stuff?
Yes.
Can humans currently produce plasma? In a lab
Yeah,
setting?
but in a lab setting?
Yes.
Like blood plasma?
Mm-mm. The state of matter.
I don't think so.
Hmm. I was trying to think if I could make bullets made of plasma. I mean, that would basically just be a
Wait,
laser.
are you
What?
meaning like secrete it from themselves or like create it?
I mean, you take gas, right?
Mm-hmm.
You heat it up real hot. So hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
That it becomes unto the sun. Uh,
I mean,
and
we
then you
have
shoot it
fluorescent
up.
lights.
What?
We have fluorescent lights.
Do you, but I
That's
don't.
plasma.
Yeah, but does it? Is it
Yeah.
the state of matter? I thought plasma
Yeah,
was
because
inherently very hot.
I mean it is, but like
But we
put it
can
in
just
light
keep it in
bulbs.
glass.
Yeah.
Well, then I can't use plasma. I need it to do more damage. That's a lot of damage.
And create lightning.
Hmm. Not a bad idea. Hmm. I'm eating
Take
crackers.
the air
Take
from the
air.
sun
Uh huh.
and then put it in a gun.
Yeah, exactly. That's my plan.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Is that a problem?
I mean, you have to figure out how to get it there.
Exactly. Well, listen, I don't know. This is J.R.R. Tolkien liked figuring out. Was it? Stop zooming in. Anyway, J.R.R. Tolkien liked to figure out languages, and he made a whole book about it. I like to figure out the sciences, and then I make a whole book about it. I like to figure out what a planet looks like and why it looks that way.
Well, simply become one of the best authors of our time.
I will.
Forehead.
Geez, what if I make this comic strip and people cry and shit and just love it?
Then I'm sure you'll have a job soon.
That you'd be surprised.
I'd be surprised.
Yeah, you'd be surprised
Oh,
at how
I'm
much people don't
surprised.
about how much people don't want me to have a job.
Oh, I
Unless
thought you were
web
commenting.
what?
I thought you were commenting on popular artists not getting jobs.
I mean, well, I don't know about other popular artists. I'm just saying I don't get jobs.
Well, get a job.
Okay. You heard Juice, guys. Get me to partner.
Get a real job.
No.
Oh,
You didn't say get a real job. You said get a job.
hmm.
Am I wrong?
No, but I'm
Zach,
mad.
you gamed my system. How could you do this to me? Juice said, I will grant you one wish. And I said, I want to do Twitch for a living. They're like, damn it. That's not bad. I thought you were going to do something stupid. Like ask for $1,000,000. And then like, kill you with reindeer. Juice, do you know what time it is?
118.
No. It's time for
Oh,
Boku wo Doctor. Tony Chopper. Something something Japanese, come give me party. Boku wo Doctor. Tony Chopper. Something rest of the song, come be my friend. Did you send me that one Instagram reel just hoping I would learn the lyrics?
yes. Yes,
No.
I did.
I did read it. I did not memorize lyrics.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to toss you into the Atlantic.
I don't know why we need so many problematic musical artists in the world when we have the Tony Chopper song. We already made the music.
The music.
The music. Juice. Hosier? Nothing. Nothing on Tony Chopper and his theme song. So,
No, that's a lie.
and it's not a lie.
Don't you talk about my 6 foot tall bog man like that.
Nothing Hosier could or ever will ever express an emotion that has not already been in some way represented by the Tony Chopper theme song. Prove me wrong.
Is Tony Chopper's theme song in any way sexual?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
You know the part where he says Tony Chopper?
Yes.
Yeah, that part's incredibly sexual.
No. It's not.
It actually has a lot of themes about just repressed sexuality in the church and everything. So,
I refuse to believe that. Thank you.
the first Tony, it's about the church. The second Tony, it's about the secret gay self hidden during his youth.
Oh my god.
Yeah, what's up? The word chopper, it's about another gay man, except he has a motorcycle. What's he chopping? Penis.
What?
Yeah. What is there a problem, Juice?
Yes, there is.
What's
Everything? Everything.
everything? Everything. I know the music stopped, but I'm just very wrapped up in this current. I just decided it was time to talk about the Tony Chopper song, and then also apparently to tell Juice that that one song is better than all of Hosier, which is not an opinion I am I am qualified to have, but
Listen to every Hosier song and then get back to me.
okay, Juice, I did it.
You did not.
Yeah, I said Zawarudo, and then I listened to every fucking Hosier song.
Name one song that isn't Take Me to Church.
Take me to church to the churchening.
Oh my god.
Well,
Wrong.
uh,
You were close. It's Take Me to Church 2, the Church Boogaloo.
oh.
So,
The church returns. Take me to church too. Jesus Christ is suing me for legal damages.
take me for ice cream on the way home from church.
Take me for ice cream on the way home for
The
church.
trilogy.
Did motherfucker? Okay, fucking. I need my. What? Okay. 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 Fucking. Can I just turn fucking my Bluetooth off? Because I thought YouTube paused my music. The reason the music stopped is because my computer was like AirPods, and I was like, I'm gonna kill you, and then I'm going to kill you again.
AirPods?
AirPods.
Sorry, we are detecting AirPod.
You can detect these nuts
And then they don't.
directly in your mouth.
Oh. They're still detecting AirPods, so.
Mm-hmm. You Steve Jobs turtleneck like a fleshlight. You get the fuck out of here, Apple. I'm so done with your shit. Oh, I need to not say words sometime.
That was very aggressive.
I'm so upset. Did they okay, wait. So, obviously that's a joke for so many reasons, but also, did they, like, preserve his turtlenecks, like, or did they just throw him out? You know? Is there a Steve Jobs... I mean, there's almost definitely some kind of exhibit to him, because if nothing else, Steve Jobs is the reason Apple is anything. So, and he's kind of like a Walt Disney in that sort of way, in that, like, he did creative stuff, and then his company is like, we can do it too, and then they didn't. But, like, So there's almost definitely some kind of exhibit as a permanent thing somewhere to him. Were they like, and here's the clothes he always wore, or is it just like, eh, we don't care about that. Juice, did you go on Spaceship Earth when you were in Epcot?
What is Spaceship Earth?
It's the Epcot ball, the ride there.
No, we
Okay.
didn't.
Well, yeah, I love that ride. It needs an update, but I still love it. But B, did you know Steve Jobs was one of the founding members of Pixar? And also, what was I thinking of? And also, he is in that ride.
I didn't know,
There's
and I
a
don't want to know.
because the ride starts at like cave paintings and everything in the Ice Age, and it ends with the invention of the internet. And there's just a wax figure of some guy in a California garage, and I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Steve Jobs. You know how he used to have like a beard and big bushy hair? That's what the
He
wax
had a
figure is.
beard.
Yeah.
Was Steve Jobs Bob Ross?
I mean, are you looking at a picture of him right now?
No.
Okay, let me look at a picture of a younger Steve Jobs. Young
Steve Jobs before.
Steve Jobs. Nope, not
Oh,
what's up?
he looks like a regular old 70s programmer.
Okay. Well, okay, so actually it's not like the first one, but yeah. I think there's a guy next to this Steve Jobs who looks like who I'm talking about. But yeah, it's definitely supposed to be one of the early people from Apple. Specifically. That I can be confident about.
Where'd all his hair go?
Old.
Wig.
What?
He should have put on a wig.
Oh, you're right. Take Me to the Wig Store by Hosier, sponsored by Apple.
It's sponsored by Apple?
Yeah, sponsored by Apple.
Yeah, sure. Apple
I-
exclusive.
Listen, if and when I am able to open my own theme park, I will legitimately be looking for sponsors for the ride. Simply because I fucking love getting on an amusement park ride. And it's like, you know, it's like Car Crash Extravaganza, sponsored by Ford. Or the wonderful...
You can just...
What?
You could have just said test track.
well, I was trying to not do just a specific Disney one, but yeah, that is what I'm thinking of. Because it's like Test Track, sponsored by Enterprise, and it's like, oh, neat. As a child, I did not know what most of those companies did, and as an adult, I don't care. I'm like, it's sponsored by them. Good for them. I need to look up stuff. When I looked up Romani people, they seem to wear a lot of like shawls and loose skirts, which is a good look. But I'm just looking if there's anything else, because I'm not gonna do like a pattern or whatever. I'm just mostly basing it off that, and I'm giving her a belt. Belt? How do you keep your pants up when you perform? Belt.
Belt.
Belt. I'm giving her. I'm kind of giving her a pirate look right now, but you know what? Whatever. With like the
Oh my
cuffs.
goodness.
What's up?
You give someone a pirate look?
Oh my goodness. I feel like if I ever am like I am drawing this kind of thing, but you know what? I'm gonna make it look a little piratey. They should be like, oh my goodness, the highest compliment. he has drawn us like pirate, and he loved pirate. Oh, he loved pirate.
That man? The pirate.
He loved pirate. If you draw if this guy draw you like pirate, he'd like you. goodness. Can you please show me the way to the Addams family's tall zombie-like butler? What I'm saying is, take me to Lurch.
Oh my god.
Hey, Juice, question.
Yes.
You know, like those really pretty forests, with like the bark is all like this like white, and they got like the brown spots and everything.
Birch trees?
Yeah. So could you take me to Birch?
I have to do laundry, so I'm just gonna, head out.
No.
You
Don't be
are
mad
a
at me because it was actually
stream?
fun. I feel like you know, we were talking about this yesterday. You and Ian were like, "Yeah, we bully you, Cahill." I feel like you just get mad when I say something actually funny, and I'm like,
Yeah, what do you expect me to do? Real laugh?
have genuine emotions on the internet?
No.
Cringe.
Honestly, I can't do that. But I really do need to go.
Aw, well, I'll miss you.
I
Have a good day, Juice.
have a
Bye.
good stream.
Thank you. Hey guys, do you know where I could find, like, I don't know, like some kind of souvenir to represent some of my favorite media franchises, and then just things I enjoy in general? Like, could you take me to merch? And I think I've run out of things that rhyme with church. Well, actually, I might be able to find some things that rhyme with church on like a Google, like some kind of Google equivalent. So would someone here take me to search? We could just keep doing this all day. I feel like, because that was the thing, right? Just like, name a song other than "Take Me to Church." Listen, I get it. I'm not cultured. I don't know all of Hosier's songs, but in my defense, "Take Me to Church" is good. And while I'm sure there plenty of Hosier fans have other songs they like from him and prefer, is that really the worst song to be known by? You know? It's like, I know you about this one. I know he makes music. I know he's a fantastic singer. And and off the cuff, I know one of his original songs, and it's a banger. So. I'm trying to think. I hope everyone's been having a good day, though. I haven't really checked how many people. Let's just take a peek. How many people are at stream right now? 5. That's not too bad. I do appreciate all the kind sentiment and support as I talk about doing less games and just mostly doing art. Because, obviously, like I said, Twitch is a platform where it's not exactly a career-making decision. You're a sweetie, Riku. So, roll call. No. That's the thing, right? I just like to talk about appreciating lurkers. Y'all don't gotta be chatting. I might be talking to myself, but never feel. I say this all the time. Never feel pressured to be like, I've got to speak up now. Oh my goodness. Cahill's expecting me to say something. You're fine. Calm down. Calm your testicles about it. the Greek warrior Testicles. You know, there's a lot of things um, where it's like you should really know the difference between certain similar idea like concepts and cultures. Um, One that I don't think matters is Roman and Greek. Ancient Roman and Greek, that is. Let's be honest. Come on now. Let's be adults here. Fucking Romans saw the Greeks' homework and copied it. Tell me I'm wrong. I think they changed just enough not to get like caught. But dang, it was close though. In fact, the only lasting legacy the Roman version has over the Greek version is that we named the planets after the Roman version. Was that because of what's his face? Actually, it was probably because of the Romans. Because you can see planets way back in history. And we have ancient Greece at home. It is Rome. Don't get me wrong. Ancient Rome did a lot of stuff. A lot of it's cool. The mythology, just the Greek. In no way am I comparing the entire culture and civilization, just the mythologies. I'm not gonna get on someone's nutsack because they say Juno is the wife of Zeus. She is. Just because they're both called different things at different points doesn't mean she's not still the wife he cheats on all the time. That's my friend Bill. Actually, his name is William. It's like, yeah, I call him different things because we're tight like that. Lord Kevin. You ruin everything. It's okay, Kill. You can complain that the Disney movie isn't called Heracles. I mean, y'all are acting. Nerf, you're acting like the name is the most inaccurate thing about that movie. Which is not in the slightest true. I need to... Let me get rid of this, actually. Focus in on art. No, it's the singing style. Yeah, exactly. Disney's Hercules is a perfect example of like, this isn't accurate to the source material. And I'm like, yeah, but but the movie rocks. So who gives a shit? They can be as inaccurate as they want to be as long as the movie's pretty good. You got the source material. You can go back to that anytime you want. Meanwhile, this is a new good thing. We didn't have this before, now we do, so. I'm really not complaining. I actually think her skirt is going to be one of the easier things to draw. Just because um, it'll just be like the, kind of flowy. It'll be a skirt. I won't have to worry too much about it, all things considered. Skirts are one of those things where it's like you learn the one trick to drawing them, and then everyone's like, "Wow, you can draw skirts!" And people make like video tutorials about it, like how to draw a skirt. And it's like, oh, skirt. I'm just not going for what was I thinking of. You know how, because I mean, Wanda's dress is typically like a like a unitard. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. With stockings uh and a cape, but I'm just not going for that right now. That's pretty good. Yeah, we'll keep going with that. Sometimes you just gotta feel it out, you know? Hey, that's not that's not too bad. Sometimes you just gotta feel yourself. Sometimes you just gotta be like, you know what? Sometimes I'm not always giving myself the most credit. Sometimes I'm my own worst critic, but I think I made a smart play here. I think I made a good move. This is a good move right here. Let him cook. Let me cook. But yeah. Also, I was thinking of, besides just like schedule, I didn't even talk on this, but besides just like schedule stuff, something stopping me from doing games right now is how uh, genuinely hard it is to just set it up. I have to move an entire console from one room to another, and I don't really have much of a choice in that, given how uh, I can't leave them in one place, and I can't stream many games from just the computer I'm using to also stream. I don't have a proper PC set up in the first place, so it gets a little hard. I don't know why the Zoom is so weird. Maybe it's because I'm streaming. It's not the first time this has happened. That's for sure. I gotta kind of like. Sometimes I need to zoom out real far to make sure I'm matching up with something. But problem with zooming out is sometimes the details get a little messy. Yeah. You know who you should watch for good gameplay, my good friend Mr. Pig, or my good friend Zaid. Both of them stream games and are real good. Pig's practicing speedruns lately. Ball and Wonder World speedruns, which is a choice he makes with his life. And Zaid's just a real chill guy. There's also Shadow Mage and Chen. I said I would stop naming people because someone will feel left out, and I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to make them feel left out. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure that I'm talking about my friends and how cool they are. And there's admittedly more people in my friend group than usual. So... Listen, please don't get mad at me for something I said at one moment, because chances are there was no thought went into it. No thoughts, head empty. Be like, what did he mean by that? Was there a deeper meaning? There wasn't. I want to just check something. Is there some kind... Maybe I should do that. Because I was like, is there something I could add to this that would help make it... like... a bit more of a detailed piece? And one of Wanda's current costume kind of has this thing going on. Let's see how it looks. Hey, I like that. Yeah, let's go with that. Didn't mention my name. Not offended. Riku, if you stream, let me know. And also, feel free to post it in my Discord. Because, listen, I'm not the biggest streamer right now. And I may never be. But, hot dang it. I do my best. And I'd like to support people, good people in the community. Like Riku. Oh. I mean, at the end of the day, streaming is just, it's what you make of it. Some people are like, I need to do something big with streaming. And some people are like, I just do it for fun. I do love seeing some good people stream, but it is always up to y'all. I think the only thing that makes me sad when like some people aren't streaming is that they're just like, I didn't get what I wanted out of it. That's sad. You should just do it because you enjoy it. Because then whatever the end goal is matters a little less. Like, did you have fun doing it? Well, there you go, sport. Let's go get you an ice cream cone. I'd be as noisy as you. Long future. Yeah, I get that. It's a lot of stuff to... Yeah, exactly. That... Honestly, when people are like, I'm not going to be streaming, and it's because life stuff, as long as it's like kind of innocuous life stuff, I'm like, oh, okay. That's better than them just giving up. They're just like, yeah, I just can't do it right now. I'm like, okay. Kind of makes me feel better than them just being like, I give up. Because I'm like, oh no. I'm sorry to hear that. Might be buying a house. Well, I wish you luck in all that, especially buying a house. given that at some point, hopefully in the near future, I hope to have my own place, but that depends on a lot. Then depends on me getting a decent job. It kind of depends on Twitch too, because like right now, Twitch doesn't do as much for me as it did in 2022, given that, you know, my schedule's all over the place, blah blah blah, etc etc. But if in the future it kind of comes back in full swing for me, and I'm able to be like, this is part of my income, then that could also help. But we'll see. Depends on that, depends on art. So much stuff to think about. But we do want a bigger house. Well, yeah, I can imagine with a spouse and kid. It's like, hey, we need some room. Please, does anyone have some room? I've been drinking a lot of caffeine lately. In part because I've just been going into work so much. Been doing far too many 10-hour days. And I'm trying to adjust it, so I'm just not doing that. I'm able to do, you know, anything else. What was I just thinking of? I completely forget. Exactly. But yeah, it causes me to drink a lot of my caffeinated beverages, and I'm like, I should chill a bit. I like these. They're not the most unhealthy thing. They ain't no Red Bull. You know, they're a bit better than that. I got my V8s, so they're like more like they're more akin to fruit juice than drinking human gasoline. But it doesn't change the fact that, you know, it's caffeine either way you slice it. So try not to just be doing it all the time. But on a day-to-day basis, I'm not an incredibly energetic person, and thus need something extra to really pick me up. And when you're working long hours, the reality is the more caffeine you got in your system, the better you'll be on energy throughout the day. But I got some shorter shifts today and tomorrow, and then working on making sure I have some good shorter shifts next week, both for stream and for my own sanity. You know, just figuring out life. I mean, that's one real reason I need to just look into getting a better job. Because at the end of the day, I just like something that, regardless of money, helps out with just has a better schedule. And part of the reason is because, like, I'm not, at this point, I'm not too much expecting to get whatever, like, a dream art job is. But doing art on the side is always super fun, as I mentioned. And with that in mind, I can, like we've been exploring recently, I can only really do it if my schedule is working out. So I'm a-okay with letting art be part of what helps me pay the bills, so long as the schedule works out for its sake. But that's my bag to figure out. That's my deal. No. There's also like, I don't know. I've been meaning to watch some series. I'm not gonna name any of them. Here's the thing. I want to watch some shows. I'm not about to name any because I'm sure everyone will be like, "Oh my goodness, you absolutely should. How can you not?" I mean, the reason for not is time. I just end up doing other stuff. At the end of the day, when I want to relax, being like, "Let me really consume and think about this piece of media," that's not the most relaxing to me. Pinky. Because it is kind of me actively doing something, you know? Even though watching is a bit of a passive thing, uh, I mean, it does actively take it takes a fixed amount of time. If you're watching a show, there it is literally an exact amount of time needed to do so. Uh, During which demands a good amount of your attention. So if I'm like, I got a day off, and I want to do a lot of things, not just this one, that ends up being kind of my mindset when I end up not watching some fancy old show everyone's recommending to me. I'm like, well, I can either do these one or two things that help me kind of wind down after a long day, or I can do this just one thing that I'm not sure how much I like, but everyone talks about. I end up doing the former to help me feel a bit better and be like, life's okay. I'm trying to get through Elden Ring in some of my free time right now. It's still not my favorite Souls. There's lots I do like about it, but in terms of FromSoft titles, I do genuinely like Bloodborne and a lot of the Dark Souls a bit more. Mostly because of just the linear world. I actually think kind of works better for their formula in a lot of ways than the completely open world. But there's no doubt there is still lots gained from an open world. I talked about that before though. Right now I'm just trying to work up to beating Melania because I've left her alone long enough, and I was already getting the itch to do it. And then they announced the DLC, and I was like, okay, time to get a cool save file where I got all the demigods down. So that way, when this DLC rolls around, I'm really rocking. I just realized. Oh no. Okay. Is there anything where it's like select? You know what? You know what? This is why I still, after all these years, traditional art still holds such a big place in my heart. Because you never do wrong layers in traditional art, now do you? Unless you're, I mean, you might. It'd be kind of impressive. Well, I'm really just focusing on art right now. It ends up happening, you know. I do try to keep some good conversation going, but at the end of the day, when you're doing an art stream, sometimes you just gotta buckle down and be like, the drawing must be good. The product. Get the product done. Man, I was really in. That made me think of Dune with the spice. I was really into Dune for a minute. But I did not. I basically got as far as the movie, the most recent movie released in the book before getting done it. But part of the reason why that I even got that far was because I was on a trip last year when I was reading it, and the trip ended right when I was right around that point. And it was like, okay, I could definitely do with reading some more of it. I don't know if I want to read the whole series because I hear it goes some places, not necessarily bad places, just different places, and I'm like, oh. So maybe there'd be a point where I'd be like, I'd like to stop now. If the movies go there, then I might watch it, but for now, I'm gonna stop at with this particular book. But like I said, I didn't even make it there. That was, I don't know, did I even bring the Dune book with me? I might not have, which is unfortunate. But regardless, yeah, this is kind of. Oh my mind, I don't know. I don't know how old Dune is. It's definitely it is not new. So maybe it has something to do with it. But it was one of the first times I was like, man, this truly feels like a more unique sci-fi series. I would guess 70s. Yeah, well, because my immediate thing was thinking about like Star Wars. I feel like so many sci-fi series tend to rock up to Star Wars, like with their world building and such, in trying to establish that. But Dune did feel legit different from that, and that might be because of the date it was published. Didn't really have to worry about any influence from Star Wars, if there's no Star Wars to look at. Obviously. I need to look at some skirts now, because that's really the part we're on. 1965, hell yeah. So yeah, that is decently before the original Star Wars came out. So I guess my kind of assumption there is right. Without, Star Wars being such a massive sci-fi property, ends up inspiring a lot of sci-fi properties. And therefore, there is kind of a line where it's just like, yeah, before this, you can't really see the influence of it because it was not there. People were doing their own things. They were like, I got my own idea. Who cares about laser swords? I mean, Dune in particular, I think, is unique, specifically because it doesn't have a lot of incredibly sci-fi stuff. Like, a lot of it is almost in line with your more typical fantasy and everything, and I think that is fully to its benefit, because the fighting ends up being along those cool sword fights, and space travel feels more like a big sea voyage than just a hop and a skip to other planets. which is cool. Not a Dune inspiration. I can definitely see that. Like exactly what I'm saying with like sword fighting and everything. I imagine even in the 60s and 70s they were like, well, in the future they probably would. We are not using swords now. Why would they use swords? But then Dune was like, nah, swords are cool, and they are cool. Dune was right about that, so I could imagine dearest George Lucas being like, I want swords. Hey, wait a minute. And of course, and Ruffin gets everywhere, such as sand. That is true. The hero in Star Wars, in both halves, is in some part defined by their origin on a faraway sandy planet. Though, to be fair, Arrakis definitely plays such a bigger role in Dune than Tatooine ever does in Star Wars. Don't get me wrong, I end up going back to Tatooine a lot, but at the end of the day, it is like it is the starting point for these heroes' journeys, rather than any kind of fateful destination. That was something I always liked in the prequel trilogy, though, because I think of like OG planets, and it's mostly like Tatooine, bit of Endor's moons, some Hoth, but then in the prequels you got yourself a Naboo, you got yourself a Coruscant, and those are some cool planets. I'd not mind me visiting some of those. Isn't it the same sandy planet? What? You mean Tatooine? It's Hoth. It's not Hoth at all. It's Kolth. Well, there is two Hoths. And they're not named Hoth 1 and Hoth 2. There's just two Hoths. I don't know if the other one's hot. I think it's just Hoth. Other Hoth. Well, to be fair, I guess in the eyes of the of people who live in the Star Wars universe, the Hoth we know and love is their other Hoth because no one fucking lives there. There's probably it would be like if there's New York City and then New York City, Antarctica. We probably wouldn't think of New York City as other New York, because who's in Antarctica saying that there's other New York? Not most people. Too Hoth to handle. That's how the Empire felt. You're like, we gotta find Hoth. There's two of those in different locations. How are we supposed to? They could be on one of two. We're already looking for we're already looking for like all the rebellion. Now we gotta look. Now we gotta split up. It's almost like they plan. It's almost like the rebellion is constantly trying to confuse us in what location they're using as a hideout. And in retrospect, they're actually pretty good at it. Because sure, we rock up to certain places and dominate with our large military strength. But thanks to these guerrilla warfare tactics they're using, it kind of evens the playing field. Just different stories? That's weird. I thought there were two Hoths. Hoth and Hoth. I don't know. Honestly, I'm okay with it. I never have a problem with it. We got out of you realize we got out of our solar system. We were like, we can't think of names for the planets now. Start numbering them. I had no problem with this, the people in Star Wars being like two Hoths. Because even in the original trilogy, there was Tatooine and then there's Dantooine, which is a stupid name. Sounds like Tatooine's lame cousin. Where are the rebels hiding? Dantooine? Isn't he an accountant? How does... You know what? I think I'm gonna undo this. Let me look at some... What's some of the Scarlet Witch reference I have? Yeah, I might do this instead. That's actually probably a better look for her than what I was trying to go off on. And also I should add some rings to her fingers. Some accessories. Oh, I keep forgetting what... what... You know, Dantooine from accounting took the Tuine thing to be like Stan or something. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just how life is. I don't know if there's anything like this in Star Wars, but in life, you know, like for like different places are called different things because the suffix typically means something relating to location, like home or land. I believe, you know. And ends up, so it ends up that like you get an original first half of the word, and then a typically similar latter half of the word. I think it's interesting though. Like that's what I'm saying. That's what I love in world building. Tolkien loved his languages. I like history and geopolitical formations. I love figuring out how a place came to be, how it looks now. Figuring out like, oh, these people are like this because their entire civilization has been around this type of environment for so long. I think it's one of the most interesting things to see in history. You know what? I don't know if she has it in any of the comic costumes, but I'm gonna give her like coattails. Instead of, oh my lord. Instead of a dress, she's got like these coattails and everything. I like that. I think that's the best look for what I've done here. Exactly, yeah. Nerf, I wasn't about to touch Star Wars reasoning with a 10-foot stick, but I think the historical reason for real places having similar names is super interesting. So I was like, yeah, it's like that because of this. But Star Wars, on the other hand, I was like, I don't. Your guess is as good as mine, man. Ooh, that actually looks. I kind of really like how that looks. 4. Oh, I was thinking of. Yeah, I mean, I realized you were asking Nerf after I said 4, and I was like, I don't know, but yeah. Anakin Skywalker, from a certain point of view. People give Obi-Wan, like, don't get me wrong. You can talk about George Lucas's writing all day long, who cares? People give Obi-Wan the character shit about like, why would you lie to Luke about that? And just like, I don't know, man, because Luke is probably gonna have to fight the Empire at some point because he's not a prick, and like everyone's gonna have to fight the Empire at some point. And Obi-Wan probably doesn't want to start the journey being like, oh, by the way, your father is like the main guy. And like, Lord, if you want to get into expanded canon stuff, he has done some bad stuff. He's done so. I mean, in the movie canon, at minimum, he's killed so many children. And do you want to start? So it's like, okay, well, we're about to go on a rebel mission. I imagine you're probably gonna do even more of this in the future, Luke. Let me talk about your father, who used to be my friend, in a positive light, rather than talk about how he's now a space Nazi. No one likes to find out their father is alive and a space Nazi. You think he's dead? Probably best you still think he's dead. Yeah, exactly. And also, in Obi-Wan's defense, like, it is kind of a religious thing. That's something they did well. Um, with uh, it is literally like a baptism analogy, where it's like you have turned to the dark side of the Force, thus you shall be christened a new name. Uh, and granted, that's definitely to help explain why they call him Vader as opposed to Anakin. So, and given that Obi-Wan is one of the the most Jedi, I imagine he is somewhat on board with that. Of just like, yep, not Anakin anymore. Not from what I've seen, anyway. Not the Anakin I knew. Don't ask about Disney canon. I fully ignored Disney canon. If I'm being honest, and this is coming from someone who liked the sequels when they came out, but after the last one, I was like, I can't. Stop. Just look at. I only ever, if we get into it, I just think about Force Awakens, and at that point, there's not enough new material to be like, ah, yes, the new canon. No, it's just like. And you might be like, Cahill, that's not fair. Well, on one hand, they have yet to acknowledge the sequels and any of the new content that has come out, like The Mandalorian and stuff. It mostly deals with the direct aftermath of the Empire falling, and nothing super beyond it. And 2, fuck it. I mean, what was I thinking of? I I will say, I think that's kind. While it is flubbed every now and then, I think it's kind of part of the point of Star Wars and the Jedi as a whole. I don't know if Luke in current canon has any opinions on or criticisms of the Jedi directly, but as a whole narrative, um, Star Wars can kind of be boiled down to the problems with systematic religion, and we won't get into that, but that's what Star Wars is about. I'm just saying we're not going to have our own well, we can have. I'm just saying we're not going to be like, yes, you mean like real world problem, because that gets dark real quick, and you can understand why I would run. But what I'm saying is like, I know Ahsoka's character is like that. Ahsoka's like, I use the Force and lightsabers, but I don't really care about the Jedi and the Sith. I'm just trying to do what I think is right. Um, Whether or not Luke is currently like, fuck the Jedi, beyond me. I choose my topic. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? Because, like, I think one of the main examples um, I like to point to is that, like, the Jedi are all about just, like, like, be okay, don't, don't be, don't let your emotions control you. Do not give in to blah, blah, blah. But fucking Anakin comes to Yoda, the top Jedi, saying, I'm afraid someone close to me, which is not forbidden. He doesn't mention being married, which is, but just like someone I know and am decently and get along with real well. I've had premonitions, the things where we see the future, like actually. I have premonitions they're gonna die. And Yoda says, lol, get over it. Like, have Jedi therapy. Especially given that you're in wartime. You know what I mean? Like, and granted, not all of Palpatine's plan is great, but at the very least, you gotta give him credit to the fact that he designed a war where no matter what side won, he'd be the top dog. Either the Republic wins, and he is now the top power in the Republic with enough leverage over it to completely overturn the Jedi, or the Separatists win, and he doesn't even have to worry about the Jedi anymore. Because the Separatists win, and he's just like, well, I was already being a Sith around these guys, so who gives a shit? But I think it's pretty clear he never never cared if the Separatists won. He was like, yeah, yeah, that's easy. That'd be cool, but probably not. Jedi therapy. I'm saying that they needed therapy in the Jedi Order, Shadow Mage. Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Um the prequels do deserve some shit for flubbing some real cool stuff. Also, how do you guys think this looks? She needs her whole hair behind her and everything, but just in general. I'm curious what y'all's thoughts are. I think her one leg is a little big. Maybe. That kind of works better. But yeah. Lucas had yeah, What was the thing, you know? Gam, I think Gam actually said it best, where he said the prequels are great ideas done bad, and the sequels are bad ideas done okay. And I think that is complete because you look at the broad strokes of the sequels, um, and you're like, oh wow, this is some really cool stuff. But then you get into how some of it actually played out and was representative, and you totally get why for years people were dogging on them. Uh, like it becomes really understandable where it's like, yeah, that that is not at all what seemed to be happening in the movie for the longest time. But that's why it's a good thing we have the Clone Wars. Clone Wars, some of the best things that happened since the originals, and they really help give the sequels more. I mean, the prequels more weight. I mean, they kind of are the sequels, but you know, blah 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 blah, whatever. The movie terms. Co-director. Yeah, from what I heard, a lot of why the prequels kind of went oof were because it a lot of the people who were present before to rein Lucas in were not present out for those, so he would just went off the rails and really was like, I'll just do whatever. I'll do spinning. That's a cool trick. Everyone's like, George, this doesn't make sense. And he was like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's like Anakin was like a kid in the first movie, and now he's like a teenager, and Padme's roughly the same age as him, I guess, except she's definitely a little bit older. And she also met him as a kid, and now they're married. That's awful. And he was like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, and it wasn't fine. Even as a kid, I was like, wait a minute. How does aging work? And then they spend what, like a vacation on Naboo together to make sure she's safe at the start of the Clone Wars. And Anakin is like, sand sucks, and she's like, oh my lord, we need to get married now. And everyone's like, that I would not fall for him. And George Lucas is like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. With that being said, um, for everything the original prequels um, did bad, Ewan McGregor is 100% just Obi-Wan Kenobi. Especially since the original actor was like, I don't like this at all. So give it all to Ewan. That man is Kenobi through and through. Distinguished, a bit cheeky, just going ham. And I love it for him. And like 2 weeks later, they fucking. Exactly. He is the best. Exactly. And Mr. Hayden Christensen gets a lot of shit. But you want to know something? As far as I'm concerned, fucking. What's his face? George Lucas told him to play an edgy teen, and boy howdy did he play an edgy teen. So never take that away from him. Was thinking of, was he Anakin in the first one? See a nerf. Was he actually the little kid? I think he was. It's so hard to tell though, given how wild the time jump does Anakin. in the whole bit. Honestly, this isn't looking bad. I am gonna color it, uh, but I think I'm just gonna make sure I get the hair done on stream today, and then we'll see if I want to do anything else after that. Maybe not, because I got work, but you know. I love how this is a gift for Deja. Not the VOD, but you know. Just this drawing. But the VOD of it is just me talking about Star Wars, a thing they have no cares about. Once upon a time, Lloyd was Anakin. Okay, I was about to say. There's just such a wild skip. I was like, is it the same person? Because I was so little when the prequels came out. I was very young when Episode 3 came out, so I did, like, young enough that I did not see it in theaters. Because even though I like Star Wars, I think I was just too little to really see that kind of movie then. I just want to get the outline of her hair done. But I don't know. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, once upon a time, I was someone who would tell you, if you haven't seen Star Wars, you got it. Star Wars, it's so good. And that's because it's been such a big part of my life for the longest time. But nowadays, I could argue I'm jealous of people who haven't seen Star Wars, just because how much of a shit show the internet and everyone's made it. So I'm like, hey, if you have no interest in seeing it, understandable. We've written people who have not seen Star Wars and are not interested. Star Wars fans have done you dirty. Star Wars fans took such a fun experience and soiled it. What all Star Wars fans had a chance to do is do you mean Star Wars or the prequels, Smage? Because I mean, heck, there are some people who would say, like, Star Wars Episode 3, that's the peak. Some people love Revenge of the Sith. The prequels, gotcha. But I was just about to say, actually, that we had a chance. All Star Wars fans had a chance to not gatekeep, but instead kind of guide others through the quagmire of Star Wars, and be like, hey, listen, this one's a bit rough, but this is the real good stuff. You know, this is the real meat and potatoes, the stuff we all enjoy. So I hope you like it. And then this one kind of gives some context to it, but probably better just to skip, blah, 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 etc., etc. No. Everyone has to gatekeep girl boss. Yeah. Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. There's some dumb stuff, but like, whereas before it was just kind of some funky stuff was always happening. Oh, I'm glad, Nerf. I think in Episode 3 you can you can see the reasoning of Anakin's turn to the light side. I mean, the dark side. And sure, you might be like, but then he kills his own wife. Yeah, but but it's literally whatever. Fucking the entire series, like, don't turn to the dark side. It's a bad idea. You will get consumed by your emotions and hatred. And we see One of our main characters turned to the dark side, and what's like the first thing he does besides kill children? He kills someone he loves. Cause he's just consumed. You know, like Yoda might as well just fucking drop down from the ceiling and be like, fucking told you I did. I don't care. I love it. Yeah. Again, we're not talking about the directing. I'm just talking again about story beats at this point. Making sure everyone in Star Wars isn't an idiot. You were the chosen one. That's not. You better not be calling that a bad line, Shadow Mage. Oh. Well, also, I think, again, couldn't have done how it was written. Fair enough. But, I was about to say, Ewan McGregor put his whole acting ussy into it. Regardless, though, again, at the time, definitely, it's like, I can see why people would be like, Anakin, calm your shit down. You don't need to be a master yet. But then, like, someone like me grows up with Clone Wars, and it's just like, Anakin is a war hero. Anakin has saved the day a lot of times and has been burned by the Jedi Council about as equally as many times. So then he's given this position as an official part of the Republic to join one of the highest parts of his order, only to kind of be half given the role. And I think that alone kind. Oh my lord! I got a thing for Metroid Prime, which I have not gotten yet, even though I kind of want to. But I have a big backlog, so it's chill. But you know what I'm saying? Like you want. Well, that was in the movie. That was in the movie. That's the part. That's the part Sidious played real well. IMO. You know what I mean? Cause he's right. You know, Jedi find out Sidious is a Sith. What do? They don't got the Chancellor anymore. They got. No one's running the Republic. Well, I guess we have to run the Republic for a while. And Sidious literally goes to Anakin beforehand. It was like, they're gonna do that, and Anakin was like, they would never. And then they fucking do it. And Anakin was like, you were the chosen ones. They thought he was just being influenced. Okay, well. I honestly kind of like that less. Because the way it works out in the movie, if I'm being honest, it kind of paints Palpatine as smarter, I would argue. You know what I mean? Because... what was the thing, you know? Because, like, he tells Anakin that, oh, the Jedi shouldn't be trusted. And Anakin's like, they're fine. Only for him to literally walk in on them overthrowing the government. And it's a big misunderstanding. But that's the whole point. He's played them. He's played them like fiddles. So, whereas with like the book, as you're saying, Nerf, if that's canon, then the Jedi were just actually planning a coup. And not to be rude, but I think that's jumping a couple guns. I get why you're afraid. I get you're like, these are turbulent times. Something has to be done. What are we gonna do about this? But just an actual coup, maybe you guys need to. Maybe you guys. Wait, hold on, hold on, Master Jedi's. You don't. Let me. And Nerf, before you say anything, yes, I get what you're saying. They're like, well, there is no other way. The Sith are behind it all. So therefore, the only action is to overturn the whole system. Blah blah blah. Whatever. But I'm still saying, still just a coup. On the one version of it, you have Palpatine basically playing the Jedi, because, tells Anakin take over. Anakin's like, it'll never happen. He reveals he's a Sith. The Jedi are like, well, now we have to take over the Republic, and Anakin's basically like, oh my gosh, Palpatine was right. Fucking Golden 9. It is. Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Palpatine plays the whole situation. Yeah, it's hard to support the Jedi there, even if not exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. And again, obviously watching the movie for the first time in 2003 before the Clone Wars came out, it's like, how could they? You gotta love the Jedi. But then you watch the Clone Wars and it's just like, oh, some of the Jedi are pricks. Some of the Jedi are Pong Krell. And even before he was a bad guy, he was just an awful person. And Mace Windu isn't the worst, but he's also not the nicest. And him and Anakin have a whole, like... That's... I mean, I guess spoilers, technically, but these are all spoilers, so who cares? But, that's what... Because what we're talking about here is basically, like, what the Jedi are meant to be versus what they end up becoming. And not all Jedi are representative of either of those, but that's why I think it's so important that of all the Jedi that died during Order 66, Plo Koon, if you don't know who he is, that I love how Game Grumps did a Star Wars game and they're like, who the fuck is Plo Koon? And everyone's like, don't you talk shit on Plo Koon. But of all the Jedi, Plo has to die because he is a great Jedi outright, and he specifically was like loved and supported the clone troopers. So the fact that at the end of the day, they end up causing his death, like that's what makes the whole scene is already tragic. You got children dying, but that in particular, it's like, not blow. Are any Bothans in the new Bothans? Are you about to say Both of these nuts? I've never seen these guys in my life. New canon. I've never seen those guys. I don't know what these guys are. I don't know them from any. Oh, many boffins. That's what he was talking about. They're like lion people. I've seen them around the books. Man, I that line is during Return of the Jedi, right? Because we did Rogue One, and I didn't see any boffins during that. Also, I do feel like that is a criminally under was thinking of. A criminally under appreciated or represented part in Star Wars is that the Empire is largely a human organization because they're kind of space racist. So, I think they should dive more into that. I think every now and then they should be it. I mean, not like to an extreme degree, but just clearly showing like the favoritism towards humans. Also, it makes me so sad knowing of all the Republic folks, Admiral Yularen was on the Death Star. I love Yularen. He's a very he's a very clean cut dude. He's just, you know, he's like, I believe in our nation. I'm gonna do my best. And at the end of the day, he just ends up in the wrong place at the wrong time, supporting the wrong people. Anyway, I actually think this, honestly, I think this is pretty good. I'm gonna add a lot of effects to it later. Actually, if there is one thing I can do right now before I call stream, let me get rid of this bit. Never be afraid to go back on some stuff, kids. Always have the courage to erase some of your stuff. I'm just saying, Wanda's been through a lot. The least she deserves is a snatched waist. Thanks, Nerf. Up. File save. Anyway, who's live? Who should we raid? I appreciate y'all coming out. I'll probably be live with some more art on Tuesday. Thursday, not tomorrow. Listen, I'm working a lot. I'd like a bit of time in between streams, if it's cool with y'all. Yeah. Also, I never really said it, but this is actually meant to be a tarot card. So, what was I thinking of? So I kind of like the style it's in. We'll see how the coloring comes out, but yeah, it's gonna be the Magician. See what I did there? Magician's Red. Everything's a JoJo reference. The Scarlet Witch, a red magician. I think I know where that. I've seen that before. I think I'm gonna raid deer. You know, we don't. There's not too many people here today, but what was I thinking of? Whoa. Yeah, I'm gonna try and be working on more of my comics in between the next one. So I don't know if we'll be doing comics next time or animation, but We shall see. Also, my computer is just dying, so I'm gonna turn off OBS and we'll raid deer. But yeah, I'll see y'all later. Bye.